Even the most seasoned archaeologists haven't seen everything. On rare occasions, they'll still encounter something that makes them pause and say, "Wow." This video is entirely about those finds. From the peculiar to the implausible, every one of these discoveries has astonished each expert who's had the opportunity to examine them. Let's see if they amaze you just as much. Number 15. Heart of the Dauphin. The word Dauphin means dolphin in French, but was historically used as the title for heirs to the French throne between 1350 and 1791. One of the strangest royal relics from that era is the preserved heart of Louis XVII, also known as the Lost Dauphin of the French Revolution. His mummified heart is housed inside a transparent vessel in the Basilica of Saint-Denis, France. Louis XVII died mysteriously as a child while imprisoned during the Revolution. His father, King Louis XVI, had already been executed. No one knows exactly how the Dauphin died, but someone preserved his heart in alcohol and placed it in the glass container. Over time, the liquid evaporated, leaving the dried heart behind. DNA testing later confirmed the heart belonged to Marie Antoinette's son, using a hair strand as a reference. Today, it rests beneath a cenotaph in the basilica's crypt, quietly memorializing a royal child who never got to claim his crown. Number 14. The Sword in the Stone. Everyone knows the British legend of the sword in the stone tied to legendary King Arthur, but Italy has its own version in the Monte Siepi Chapel in Chiustino, and it's 100% real. The sword wasn't placed there to await a king. It was driven through the rock by Saint Galgano Guidotti. Born in 1148 near Chiustino, Galgano was once a wealthy knight. Later in life, he became a hermit after a vision from the angel Michael urged him to renounce all possessions. Galgano responded by claiming it would be as impossible as plunging a sword through solid stone, and tried to prove it. To his astonishment, the blade slid through the rock and became immovable. He died in 1185, and Pope Lucius III canonized him the following year. The Monte Siepi Chapel was built around the embedded weapon, which remains intact. Scientific tests confirm the sword dates to the 12th century, making the story far harder to dismiss as legend. Number 13. Chimu telephone. Well, roughly 1,200 years ago, the Chimu civilization in what is now Peru developed a simple but effective telephone. It wasn't a handheld device, but it could carry spoken sound across short distances. This artifact was found in the ruins of Chan Chan in late 2020, and it is the only example of its kind ever discovered in South America. It consists of two resin-coated gourd cups connected by 70 feet of stretched cotton string. The concept is identical to the homemade string telephones children still make today. Researchers believe it may have linked two rooms in a single building or even two separate structures. Whether the device was ceremonial, practical, or simply a toy remains completely unclear. Since the Chimu left no written records, the telephone's specific use is unknown, but its existence shows a surprising level of acoustic understanding. Even though primitive, it could transmit sound clearly, highlighting both the ingenuity and playfulness of a civilization otherwise known for urban planning and metallurgy. Number 12. Gezer calendar. The Gezer calendar is a contested artifact first found in 1908 near the ruins of Gezer, just outside Jerusalem. It's often dated to about 3,100 years ago, though the lack of stratified context has made this hard to confirm. On its limestone surface is a short inscription in early Canaanite script, though whether it's Paleo-Hebrew or Phoenician remains disputed. The most accepted translation interprets the inscription as an agricultural calendar, dividing the year into 2-month periods tied to farming tasks like sowing and harvesting. However, the verse-like structure raises some bigger questions. Some scholars think it might be a folk rhyme, a teaching aid, or possibly a memory tool for seasonal tasks. Others argue it could have served as a tax schedule, detailing when levies were due from farmers. That theory conflicts with its rhythmic style, which sounds more poetic than bureaucratic. Well, regardless of interpretation, the Gezer calendar is one of the oldest and boldest written documents in the Levant tied to organized agriculture. Number 11. Kymlinge stone. You don't need to be Swedish to pronounce the name of this ancient relic properly, but it definitely helps. Known as the Kymlinge stone, it now resides in Stockholm. Most historians agree it served as a sacrificial altar dating back to the Bronze Age. It hasn't always remained in its current location, nor were sacrifices always made to the same deities. Scientific dating confirms the stone was first used around 3,700 years ago and is associated with a so-called elf mill. Tiny holes were carved into the surface, each said to represent a millstone used by fairies, elves, or forest spirits. Each morning, locals would smear unsalted animal fat into the holes, followed by an offering. These weren't always blood sacrifices. Coins, jewelry, or rare metals were also left behind. The stone was moved to the Skansen Open Air Museum in 1899, later to Rissne, and finally returned to its original site in 2011, after decades of relocation and public debate. Number 10. Torre dell'Orologio di Sant'Andrea. The Torre dell'Orologio di Sant'Andrea in Chioggia holds one of the world's oldest functioning clocks. Written records prove it existed as early as 1386, though it may be even older. Designed by the Dondi family, who also built Padua's famous astronomical clock in 1344, the Chioggia clock only has one hand and is divided into 24 sections rather than 12. Much of the original structure still remains. Repairs were made in 1424, and the original mechanism was replaced with a pendulum in the 18th century, now powered by electricity. Some Italian historians claim it's the oldest working clock on Earth, though England's Salisbury Cathedral clock may predate it. Originally attached to the Palazzo Pretorio, it survived a devastating fire in 1817 and was relocated to the Tower of Sant'Andrea. Though minimalist in design, it continues ticking as a symbol of medieval engineering, reminding visitors of a time when measuring hours was both a science and an art. Number 9. Warka vase. The Warka vase, also called the Uruk vase, is among the most prized and precious artifacts uncovered at the ancient city of Uruk in modern-day Iraq. This slender alabaster vessel was found inside a temple complex dedicated to the Sumerian goddess Inanna. Experts have dated it to around 3,200 BCE, making it one of the earliest known examples of narrative relief sculpture. While simpler carvings from earlier periods exist, the Warka vase represents a leap forward in both detail and storytelling. The lowest register illustrates nature, streams, wheat, date palms, and other plants. Above that are rams and ewes. Human figures begin to appear in the middle register. Flora, fauna, and people are arranged in tiers according to significance. At the top stands Inanna, surrounded by a shrine, receiving offerings from worshippers. The composition shows a clear visual hierarchy, marking a sophisticated understanding of religious symbolism, visual order, and ritual sequence in early Mesopotamian civilization. Number 8. Lost crown ornament. Back in 2021, metal detectorist Kevin Duckett stumbled upon a small gold figurine in a field in Northamptonshire, England. Soon after, he realized it might be part of the lost Tudor crown once worn by King Henry VIII. The figurine itself depicts King Henry VI, and it was common for Tudor monarchs to decorate their crowns with images of their royal predecessors. After the English Civil War, Oliver Cromwell ordered all crowns to be melted down, making any surviving pieces incredibly rare. Some historians think this ornament was deliberately broken off in an attempt to preserve it. Its design matches an exact piece featured on a replica crown displayed at Hampton Court Palace. Though that match alone doesn't confirm authenticity, the object was found close to the site of the 1645 Battle of Naseby. where King Charles I's forces fled in defeat. It's very possible the piece was lost in the chaos. If genuine, it's a one-of-a-kind Tudor relic. Number 7. Inca quarries and roads. Amid the scenic terrain of Quito, Peru, a recent archaeological find has spotlighted the brilliance of the Inca Empire. Excavated were ancient quarries and a complex network of roads nestled across the Cerros de Kymlinge and Cerro Quintafreno. These weren't ordinary pits. They served as the lifeline for Inca construction, providing stone for the mighty walls of El Arco and Vilca. But what truly stands out is the web of roads weaving through these quarries, a clear testament to a civilization that perfected transportation centuries before industrial methods existed. This vast system, stretching over 25,000 miles, highlights the Incas' advanced grip on engineering and movement. Though left behind after the Spanish conquest, due to their reliance on horses and carts ill-suited for Andean terrain, these trails once throbbed with imperial energy. The quarries and routes reveal more than just stonemasonry. They expose the Incas' intricate planning. With more expeditions planned for 2024, deeper truths may soon emerge. Number 6. Aztec Jaguar Altar. From a distance, the Axolotl Quachacali looks majestic, almost regal. But its true purpose was anything but gentle. This jaguar-shaped sculpture, now housed in the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City, served as a vessel for human hearts during Aztec rituals. The piece was carved from volcanic stone by Aztec artisans, portraying a jaguar mid-pounce, frozen just before attacking its prey. In both design and usage, it functioned as the central altar of a temple. During ceremonies, high priests would place freshly removed hearts inside the bowl at the center of the sculpture, then ignite them as an offering to the gods. The Aztecs believed the heart contained the soul, making its burning the ultimate tribute. Jaguars symbolized strength and warfare in Aztec belief, so it's likely the victims were captured warriors. Brutal as the practice was, the artistry of the altar remains a powerful testament to how religion, symbolism, and violence intertwined in Aztec society. Number 5. Amazon Garden Cities. New aerial scans have exposed stunning 2,500-year-old urban landscapes hidden deep within the Amazon rainforest, overturning the long-standing belief that this region lacked complex societies before the 1400s. This recent study details a vast network of settlements along Ecuador's Upano River, now recognized as the oldest and largest urban complex discovered in Amazonia. Contrary to older assumptions about sparse populations, these results indicate that the rainforest once supported dense, organized communities. Over 6,000 rectangular platforms, each around 66 feet long and 33 feet wide, have been identified, built around plazas that reveal advanced planning. These platforms, believed to be both homes and ceremonial centers, are linked by straight roads and canals. Made possible through LiDAR technology, this discovery proves that ancient Amazonians engineered intricate, sustainable environments. It not only challenges mainstream ideas about pre-Columbian life, but also highlights a civilization that thrived in balance with one of Earth's most biodiverse ecosystems. Number 4. Taíno Literature Review. The Taíno, the indigenous people who first faced Columbus, were long assumed extinct, erased by colonization, epidemics, and warfare. But recent academic research offers a vital counterpoint to that assumption, shedding light on this often overlooked and under-researched culture. The Taíno, originating in the Orinoco Delta, developed a rich and layered society marked by matrilineal chieftainships, complex spiritual belief systems, and distinctive rituals such as ceremonial vomiting and the use of hallucinogens like cohoba. What's striking is how their legacy still lingers in Puerto Rican culture and beyond. Despite widespread beliefs of their total disappearance, their social customs, artistic heritage, and religious ideas provide insight into a culture that shaped much of the Caribbean's identity. The study explores migration, contact, and hybridity, themes that molded Taíno civilization and still shape modern Caribbean life. Number 3. Hove Amber Cup. This amber cup was found inside a large round barrow in Hove, East Sussex. Unfortunately, the excavation methods used at the time were crude, destroying much of the surrounding context. Only 2 amber cups have ever been recovered from the British Isles. The other was in Dorset. Their vastly different styles suggest no shared origin. The Hove example is dated to around 1250 BCE and is believed to be a product of the Wessex culture. It was found in a coffin carved from a single tree trunk, alongside a bronze dagger in the Camerton style, an axe, and a whetstone. Although likely crafted in Britain, the amber itself came from the Baltic region. Its presence suggests long-distance trade links between Bronze Age Britain and continental Europe. The cup's craftsmanship is delicate, its surface polished to a deep reddish hue, and its survival speaks to the prestige it once carried as a ceremonial or status object. Number 2. Ancestral Puebloan carvings. Straddling the borders of Colorado and Utah, archaeologists have revealed a stunning series of ancient Native American rock engravings created by the Ancestral Puebloans, a culture with roots spanning more than 3,000 years. These carvings open a view into a refined society celebrated for its architectural and artistic expertise. Among the carvings are spirals reaching nearly 3 feet wide, hinting at the Puebloans' close relationship with the cosmos, likely tracking celestial events like equinoxes. These findings came from a recent dig at Castle Rock Pueblo. Located on the scenic Mesa Verde Plateau, the site once thrived as a village between 1260 and the 1280s, surrounded by historical terrain and sacred art. Newly uncovered petroglyphs, showing spirals, animals, and humanoid figures, have deepened our understanding of the region, suggesting a broader population and more intricate religious life. These artworks, possibly used in both ritual and daily contexts, highlight a people profoundly in sync with the land and sky. Number 1. Klerksdorp spheres. Scientists often claim the Klerksdorp spheres are natural concretions, formed by mineral deposits over time. These mysterious objects, found mostly in mines near Ottosdal, South Africa, are said to be over 2.8 billion years old. Yet their precise shape, uniform grooves, and metallic elements have stirred debate. According to the conventional view, the spheres are the result of slow geological processes, shaped through pressure, heat, and erosion. But skeptics question how natural forces could produce objects with such symmetry, especially ones that have equatorial grooves and near-perfect spherical forms. Their red-brown hue and central seam give them the appearance of manufactured items, and their internal structure, soft and fibrous, unlike the hardened outer shell, defies typical concretion behavior. Though most geologists stand by the natural origin theory, the consistent size, form, and composition of these objects continue to raise eyebrows. Whether geological oddity or artifact of intelligent design, the spheres remain among the most puzzling finds ever pulled from Earth's oldest rock layers. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.